This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So yesterday we discussed about the agents, right? So how to create the agent and how to configure the agents. And we discussed that there are two types of the agents available. Okay, so one is the standard agent and the other one is the advanced agent. Okay, so let's open the agent instance. So as I said, we will be having one agent per rule set. Okay, one agent instance, and under that again we can have n number of the functionalities. Again, each and every functionality will be treated as a agent under this agent rule form. Okay, so we created a save customer details agent actually. So this has to be run on multiple nodes. Okay, of the category like okay ADM and background. So as I said, okay, if you want to run on multiple servers like that, so like all the Andhra Pradesh servers, all the Telangana servers like this, then we can select that the category of the nodes on which this agent has to run, and we can select whether it is a periodic, otherwise recurring, otherwise startup. So startup means only when the agent starts it will run, whereas the periodic means you can give the seconds after how many seconds it has to run. And we also have something called recurring, means you can schedule it like whether you want it daily or monthly or else yearly, likewise how exactly you wanted to run it, weekly or so like that. And then we will be having standard and advanced agents. So the advanced agents mainly for performing some background processing kind of the things. So in that there is no user intervention, so the work objects will be processed in the background. So in that case we will be going for the advanced, and this is like a just category, and then whether you want to enabled or disabled. Okay, in case if we enabled, it will automatically start whenever the Pega server starts. Okay, and after that actually the functionality which we wanted to perform, that activity we have to specify here, and in which class this activity is available, that class name we have to specify here. In case if this activity is taking any parameters, then we'll be taking the parameters. And even when the agent is processing, how many records it has to be processed in a single wake up, then you can select that the maximum number of records. And along with that, if you have the advanced mode, we will be having run this agent on only one node at a time. Okay, why we need to select this means, okay, so if it is the normal functionality, that is fine. But in case if you want to send email notification, okay, as I said, every day morning I just wanted to send the email notification to all the customers saying this is the balance amount in your savings account it contains. Okay, so if you want to send out an email like that, then if this agent is running on multiple nodes, what it happens, each and every node will send out an email. Okay, in case if you have four nodes running for your bank, then what it will do is every day morning at 6 o'clock, it is going to send out a mail four times by each node. So node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. Likewise, each and every node is going to be send out a email. So that is the reason. Okay, in case if you want to send only one email notification, what you can do is you can enable this agent only on one particular node and you can stop it on remaining nodes. So how exactly you can know that? Okay, how exactly you can know that? Okay, which node it is running on, and on which node you wanted to stop it. So likewise, if you wanted to apply it, so what you can do is you can have that agent schedule instance. So yesterday we created the agent rule. So how exactly we created the agents? By going to the records and again sysadmin, and then we have selected created agents. So for the agents we have created this. And now one more thing, whenever you create the agent rule, automatically it is going to have the agent schedule as well. Okay, so if you see these agent schedules, Okay. Yeah. So here it is going to create the agent schedule as well for each and every agent rule which you create it. Okay. So how exactly it is going to create means it will be created by one of the master agent rule. So internally Pega is going to maintain one master agent. So which will be keep on referring that. Okay. Which will be keep on referring that. Okay. Which agents has been created by the operators. So whenever the agent rule has been created, automatically it will create the agent schedule also. Okay. So right now we are not having this. So why you are not having that means, okay, once if you restart that, okay, then only you will be seeing all the agent schedules. Okay, let me log off and log in that. Then you will be seeing the agent schedule instance as well. So generally, we can even delete the agent schedules and we can do that. In case if you have multiple nodes, as I said, if you have 4 nodes in your application, for your bank, if you have 4 nodes, it is going to create 4 agent schedules instances. Okay, if you create only one agent for each and every node, it is going to have the separate schedule over there. Okay, it is going to have the separate schedule over there. So likewise for n number of the nodes, if you have those many number of the agent schedules will be there. In case if you want to run it, okay, in case if you want to run the agent only on specific node, then you can go to the agent schedule and then you can modify that. Okay, you can enable or disable that on that particular node itself. Okay, on that particular node itself. Okay, let me show you all those things. And always the master agent picks up from the agent schedule, not from the agent. So yesterday we implemented the functionality mainly for copying the customer details from PC underscore work table to the specific data type which we created in Pega, that is like a customer details. So this customer details table contains only the customer information and it doesn't contains any other information like policy information or any vehicle information, like this, all those things. Okay. So agents list. Okay, under the agent list, we can see all the list of the agents available. So under that, our agent rule is the HDFC insurance implementation. Okay, and along with that, here also you can see that now in the nodes, you can see that the agent schedule instance which has created for this particular node. Okay, so right now I installed Pega software in my local laptop. So it is running on single node. So that particular node you are able to see here. Okay, that particular node you are able to see here. Now let me see in the agent schedule as well. Yeah, now we got the HDFC instance implementation, which is the agent schedule instance. Okay, this is like a copy of our agent, but how many number of the copies it will be available? For each node, one copy will be available. Okay, so in case if we have 4 nodes, then it will be creates 4 agent schedule instances, means 4 copies. For each and every node, it is going to have the different copy. Okay, and the thing is, again here the benefits are having the agent schedule instances means, okay, for example, here right now I'm having the periodic. Okay, in case if I have the recurring, okay, here we will be selecting the time, okay, start time and again time zone. Okay, start time and again time zone. Okay, in case if I have the, okay, if I have the 4 nodes on 4 different locations, like one node on India for Amazon and one node in America. So even in America also we have various time zones. Okay, like CST, EST, likewise, right? So in case if it is CST time zone, okay, and again if it is EST time zone, we can specify all those things here. Okay, otherwise what will happen here, in case if I specify that, okay, Indian time zone, okay, as per the Indian time zone, if I specify at midnight 12 p.m., okay, at midnight 12 p.m., so what it will do is the nodes, the agents are going to run as per the IST time zone only, as per the IST time zone only. So as per the IST time zone, 12 o'clock midnight, okay, is in Texas or in US CST time zone. That is nothing but a 1:30 afternoon. Okay, 1:30 p.m. afternoon it will be there. So it is going to run in the afternoon of the CST time zone. And the same thing in the New York, if you take that, it will be 2:30 p.m. New York time. Okay, it will be 2:30 p.m. New York time. So which is like a not the correct time to run the agent. Okay, otherwise the performance is going to impact. So if you want to run in the midnight of all the time zones, okay, if it is the Texas location, it should be run on the midnight of the Texas time zone. Or if it is the New York node, it should run on the New York time zone midnight. If it is the IST, it should run on midnight of the IST time zone. So in that case, what you can do is, okay, as I said, okay, for each and every agent, you will be having multiple nodes, multiple instances, agent schedules, right? So you can open all the node instances here, okay, all the node instances, and then you can update it accordingly. Okay, and then you can update it accordingly. So likewise, you can, based on the time zone, you can run the agents. So you can change it, you can modify it in the agent schedule instance. Okay, so this will be applicable only for the node which is running on that particular time zone. Okay, only on that particular time zone. So it will not impact for all other time zones. So right now I kept it as a periodic 180. So now I have only one node and it is running on the periodic 180 seconds. Okay, after every wake up, it will wait for 180 seconds, means it will wait for 3 minutes. Okay, and even as I said, if you want to run only on one particular node also, okay, you can open all the 4 node instances, and then you can enable it only on one node and you can disable on remaining 3 nodes. Okay, you can disable it on remaining 3 nodes so that this agent will be runs only on one particular node, and that too on the time zone in case if you apply on that particular time zone only. Okay, so like that we can modify for the node level. We can modify the agent settings only at the node level. Okay, that is all about the nodes. Okay, so for every agent you create, it is going to have the agent schedule for each and every node. Okay, agent schedule. In case if you have multi-node, it is going to list out all the nodes here. As I have only one node, it is going to list out only one node on the nodes. Okay, so this is the agent form and this is the agent schedule form. Okay, the agent schedule is specific to particular node, so you don't have the nodes here. But whereas node is the parent for all the nodes, this agent is the parent for all the nodes. You will be seeing what all are the nodes it is running on the agent. So how exactly this agent schedule has created means there is a master agent which is going to create agent schedule for each and every node. Okay, now, and even when the agent is running, if you want to trace the agent also, okay, it is going to trace the agent schedule only, not the agent. Okay, it is going to be agent schedule only, it's not a agent. Okay, and now as I said, I want to trace the agent. Okay, I want to trace the agent. So before tracing the agent, okay, first of all, I just wanted to show you what exactly the functionality we are going to do. I already told you the functionality, copying the customer details from PC_work to customer table. Okay, so for that we have an activity, right? So open that activity. Okay, so in this activity, what I am doing, I am taking 2 pages. Okay, one is for storing the data in the customer details data type. Yesterday I have shown you even the data type for the customer details. Okay, so right now we have around 4 customer details available. Okay, in the customer details data type. Now, so to save the data into this page, I am taking the customer details page, and later I want to read the work object from the work class. Okay, from the PC_HDFC insurance implementation work class. So for all the work objects which you created, I am taking this one. Okay, I am taking this one. And PY work page right now not required for the agent. For the agent implementation, we don't need the PY work page. But actually earlier we used this for processing from the work object. So that is the reason why we have the work class as the PY work page. Okay. Now, do you remember why we used the code pega list and again this work class for the customer work page? If you want to have the multiple records, okay, then we will be going for the code pega list. Okay, then we will be going for the code pega list. That is called a page list property. Okay, we are going to have the page list here. Now, so page new of the customer details page. Okay, so I'm creating the fresh page, and then I'm going to browse the customer work page. Okay, customer work page. So I'm going to browse it. So what exactly you are browsing? Okay, so I want to get all the work objects information. So all the work objects are available in this work class. Okay, and then I wanted to store it in the customer work page. Okay, so after that, what exactly the property values you want from work table? So I want customer ID, customer name, city, state, country, and address. As I said, okay, we'll be having all the work object information under the PC_. Okay, PC_HDFC implementation underscore work. So these all are the work objects which we created. Okay, C1, C10, C11, okay, C2 likewise. So I want to get all these work object information, but only specific properties. Okay, only specific properties like ID, name, city, all this information I want it. Okay, so once after getting the customer details, okay, once after reading the work object information, I'm looping through. Okay, I have n number of the work objects, right? So I wanted to loop through that. And when you want to loop through, okay, I'm going to assign those values to the customer details page. Okay, so from the work page to, from the customer work page to, I'm taking customer ID, city, state, and all these things, and again I'm storing into the customer detail page. Okay, customer detail page dot customer ID, customer detail page dot city. Likewise, the step page it will take right automatically. So from the step page dot the properties. Okay, I'm copying the work object information from this PS results to the customer detail page. Once after copying it, then I'm going to save it. Okay, so once if you save it, it will be saved to the customer details data page. Okay, it will save to the customer details data page. Okay, and here how many records you have? Okay, there are so many work objects are there. So if I wanted to process all these work objects, if I want to copy all these work object information to customer detail table, it will take lot of time. So what I want to do is I want to take today and again yesterday, only 2 days information I want it. Okay, the work objects which are created only yesterday and today, those records I wanted to pick. So what I have taken is px create date time is greater than, then I'm going to add the date. So what I am adding, how I am adding, through the add to date and then get current date stamp. Okay, I'm taking current date stamp and then -2. What it will do? It will take the current date time. Okay, it will take the current datum and again it will subtract -2 days. Okay, so in case if today's date is 29, what it will do is it will take 28 and again 29. Okay, it will take 28 and again 29. So like that it will take 2 days work information. Okay, so the work objects which are created yesterday and again today it will be taking that. Okay, once after taking all the work object information, then it is going to copy into the customer details page, as the customer details page is referring to the data page, and again it will save to the data page. So customer details page is referring to the data page. So what is the data page referring to? The customer details data type. So once if the agent runs, it is going to save the work objects here. Okay, so for example, I am giving the customer ID 88. Okay, name. Submit. Okay, so I created a work object with C80 and by entering the customer details as okay 88 and again something like a Prashant. See, I got 88 India TG, Dilshuk Nagar Prashant here. Okay, I got this. So how exactly we are getting this record means through the agent. So how the agent is running? Okay, so the agent schedule is referring to the save customer details activity. Okay, so this customer details activity is going to run and again it is going to execute it. Okay, so in case if you want to run and trace the agent, how exactly you can trace? There are two ways to trace the agents. Okay, so one thing, as I told you, from the system management application you can do that. Under the system management application, agent management, and again agents. Okay, so here it will show you the complete list of the agents which are running on this particular node. Okay, and here along with this agents which it is showing, we also need to know about the requester management. Okay, we also know about the requester management. So what is the requester management? Can someone tell me? What do you mean by requester? Did we ever discuss about the requester? Is anyone remember? What are the types of the data pages available? Data pages. At least is anybody remember the data pages?
Thread, requester, node.
Sorry?
Thread,
Exactly. There are three types of the
node,
exactly node and
requester.
exactly and
Requester.
node requester and
Thread.
exactly
Thread.
super. Yeah. So we created the data pages, node requester and thread levels. Why we created the database? To improve the performance of the application. Why? Because once if you retrieve the data through the database, it is going to create the database in the clipboard, and from the next time onwards we can reuse the data. Okay, we can access the data from the database itself. So we have it under the data types for the customers. Okay, so these are the three databases which we created. Okay, even for the Indian states also we created. Save India, Saveable India states. Okay, so likewise we created various data pages. So the database will be always starts with D underscore, I told you, and here we have like, okay, the scope is like node, requester, and again thread. Okay, so what we mean by requester?
Only for particular operator.
Exactly. So requester means it's like a one particular operator who is working on the Pega environment. Okay, any person who is working on the Pega is called a one requester. So till now we felt like the person who is working on the Pega is called a requester, but not only the person, anything, okay, who is accessing the data from Pega is like a requester only. So that can be one service, that can be one agent. Okay, so that can be one listener. So everything will be treated as a requester. So in the same way here also, okay, in the same way here also, all the requester IDs we can see here. Okay, all the requester IDs. Okay, so even for me, for the developer one, it will be having one requester. Okay, for the developer one, it will be having one requester. So likewise for each and every operator, you will be having the requesters. For each and every operator, you will be having the one requester. So the requester will be identified through the requester name as well. Okay, so through the requester name as well. Now the agent has created. So the agent also will be having a separate requester. So if you want to trace the particular operator, okay, generally what we used to do, when the operator is creating any work object, we used to trace it through the tracer, right? we are going to trace it through the tracer. Okay, but whereas if you want to trace the agent, okay, what you have to do, first of all, you should know the requester name of the agent. Then only you can do the tracing it. Okay, you should know the requester name of the agent. So how you can know the requester name of the agent? Okay, so here, are you able to see our agent name? Yes, this is that. Okay, save customer details. Okay, save customer details. So this is the advanced agent which is going to run for every 180 seconds. Okay, so if you want to trace this particular agent, select that. Okay, and then okay, here you have something called start, stop, okay, restart. These all are the things available. I'm just doing restart. Okay, and then here we need to delay it. Okay, we need to delay it. Okay, once if you delay and if you go to the requester main element, okay, then here you will be seeing something called okay. So until unless you see it here, you need to keep refresh it. And I have given for every 3 minutes actually. I would have given very less amount. So in case if you want to modify it, as I said, we can modify here also 60. And even you can delete it. Okay, to take the fresher one. So mostly you have to restart again to apply that one. So it's not that. So in the last input, actually you will be seeing that okay, it will be waiting state. Okay, as I have delayed it, okay, it will show you the requester name here and it will be having in the waiting. So once if it is showing that waiting, then the requester name which it is showing waiting, that requester name you can select here and then you can do the tracer here. Okay, you can select the tracer. Yeah, now you got it waiting. Okay, so this is the one. And let us select tracer. So when this agent is running automatically, it will show you, you see the complete agent activity, whatever it has executed, it will be showing here. In case if you have any errors, you will be seeing it here. So what is the agent activity? Save customer details. First step, second step, and then fourth step. Okay, what happened to the third step? I think third step we commented it, right? Yeah, third step is the commented one. So it is not showing. Okay, so likewise it will show you the complete list of the activities. Okay, so this is the way of tracing the agent. Do remember, this is also one of the interview question. So first what we have to do, we have to go to the agents. Okay, once after going to the agents, find out the one which you wanted to trace it, and then select delay it, then go to requester main element. Okay, under the requester main element, okay, keep refreshing until unless it shows waiting one. Okay, the requester ID with the waiting. So in the last input, if you keep refreshing, then you will be seeing that requester, and then select that requester and then trace up from the same SMA itself. And the other one is like in the system operations. Okay, so we did through SMA, and we also have something called agent main element. Okay, even under the agent main element, it will show you the complete list of the agents which you created and which there are PRPC default agents which are running, and everything you can see here. Okay. So save customer details. It is not showing. Why it is not showing? Why? Because again, when the agent is running, then only you can see it here. Again, you need to keep refreshing. So that is the reason why the people prefers to go from the system management application itself. Yeah, here you go. Save customer details. So you can select the save customer details, and again you can trace. Okay, trace next run or trace now. Keep trace next run. Enable to schedule tracing for the agent. Save customer details. Okay. Not sure what is the problem. Okay. Restart. So when it has run less than a minute ago, last run. So it is waiting till the agent runs. Yeah. So this is also the other way of tracing the agent. This is simple way only, but sometimes the agent will not appear immediately over there. Okay. So, but whereas from the SMA, that was the old methodology. Okay, before coming to the 7.4. So that is the only way to process it. But there we need to find out delay and again go to the requester main element and keep refreshing and search for the waiting. So that and all you have to do. But here this is very simple way. Okay. So this is a way of tracing the agent. And coming to the next thing, when the agent is running, where exactly it is getting stored? Okay, when the agent is running, where exactly it will be getting stored? Okay, it will be stored under the PR_sys_queues. For every agent, okay, whenever it queues the standard agent, it will go to the PR_sys_queues. Yeah, like this PR_sys_queues. I think the connect session timed out. And yesterday I told you the differences between the standard and advanced reagents. So under the differences, I said one of the thing. What is that? Standard agent supports auto queue management, but whereas the advanced agent doesn't support the auto queue management, right? So when it is supporting auto queue management, then only whenever the work object is queued for processing, okay, whenever the work object is queued for processing, it is going to maintain in one of the database table. That is called a PR_sys_queues. So only the standard agents which are queued for processing, okay, which are queued for processing by the agent will be under the PR_sys_queues. Okay, so right now, how many are there? Only one item is in the queue. Only one item is in the queue. Okay, so that is also what is that? Rules engine : scheduled task processor. Okay, it's a scheduled task processor. This is the agent actually which it is running. Okay, and it is scheduled for the processing. The status will be there here. So in case if you want to see what all are the running, okay, what all are running in the queue main event, we have something called queue main event. How exactly you can go in the Designer Studio? Okay, system operations. Earlier we have selected agent main event for tracing the agent, and just below that you have something called queue main event. Okay, so if you select the queue main event also, here you can see that okay, various statuses available for the queues. So generally, whenever it is scheduled for processing, the status will be scheduled. Okay, and when it is processing, it will be under the processing. And sometimes I want to process immediately. I don't want to schedule it. In that case, it will go for the immediate status. Okay, and then when it is processing, it will be processing. When it is success, it will be the success status. And when it is broken, it shows that the broken one. Okay, it shows the broken one. So likewise, if you want to see what all are the current agents which are under the process and which are broken and all those things you can see here. Okay, and here when it is processing or when it is queued for processing, then you can see in the PR_sys_queues. But once the processing is completed, it will be deleted from the PR_sys_queues table. Okay, only the work objects which are scheduled for processing or else which are under the processing can be seen here, and the completed processing will not be displayed here. They will be deleted from the PR_sys_queues database table. So what's up? Do you feel very fast? Otherwise, actually, are you able to understand it or not? Arinder.
Sir,
Say something, not just sir. Are you able to follow me or not?
yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, fine then. Let's move on. So now what is the agent which I have created? What is the agent which I have created? What kind of the agent we have created? This is like a advanced agent. Okay, this is like a advanced agent. So which it is going to perform in the background. Okay. So in case if you want to create the standard agent, then what we have to do is, okay, as I said, the work object queuing will be done by Pega, right? Work object queuing will be done by Pega. So in that case, how you can queue it? Okay, in that case, how you can queue it means, okay, for example, it will not pick it. Okay, let me create one more new flow. Standard agent flow. Okay. So in this, okay. So under the utility, we'll be having something called, okay, one Pega OOTB activity. Okay, one Pega OOTB activity queue for agent. Okay, so we have something called queue for agent. Under this, you have to select the rule set, agent rule set. What is our agent rule set? Manually. Okay. And then what is our agent name? For example, say customer details. Okay, standard. And we also can give maximum number of the attempts. Means how many times it need to be attempted in case if it fails to work object processing. Okay, and the minimum age for processing. How much time it can take minimum for processing this one. Submit. Save it. Okay, so just give a label. So this is the way we can implement. Earlier one was the advanced agent. Okay, now standard agent. For the standard agent, the activity which I created. Okay, for the standard agent, the activity which I created. Okay, so how also processing the same thing, but how exactly we are queuing to the agent means through the utility, through the Pega default utility. Okay, that is called queue for agent. Okay, queue for agent is the default Pega activity from by which you can call an agent. Okay, so whenever you create a work object, what it will do is it will queue for that particular agent. So then what it will do? It's simply processing for the agent queues. Okay, it will send the work object for the agent queue. Okay, and then internally again it is going to perform the same action. Okay, so here it will perform the action, whatever you implement, it is going to apply it over there. That is what the thing it is going to happen. And tracing whether it is a standard or advanced agent, both will be same thing. Tracing of the agents will be same thing. Schedule 1 and then here. And after that, so here 1 second. This. So for queuing, I said there is a default Pega activity, right? Queue for agent. There is a default Pega activity that is queue for agent is available. Okay. Now that activity generally can you call only from the flow? So this is the queue for agent is the default Pega activity that I am calling from the utility shape on the flow. So is it only possible to call from the flow or else is there any other way? What is the other way of calling the activity? From some other activity also we can call, right? Queue for agent. Okay, there is a queue for agent. So even you can create your own activity. From that you can call the Pega default activity and then you can refer it from the flow over there. Okay, so here it is call queue for agent. And we also have the method of the queue for agent. Okay, method. Understanding? There is a method available. Okay, methods means like page new, obj browse, property set. Okay, in the same way you have queue for agent method to call the agent. Otherwise, we also have default Pega activity. So if you want to call the activity, we need to use either call or branch. So call and again queue for agent like this. So you can use any of these two methods. Otherwise, directly you can call this from the flow as well. Okay, you can directly call it from the flow as well. Okay. Clear? Can I move on? Yeah, let's go. Actually, I told you there is something called creation of the product rule. Okay, on last Friday only, I think I told you. So what is the purpose of the creation of the product rule? Product rule is nothing but a zip file, otherwise jar file. Okay, to move your application from one environment to the another environment. Okay, so after completion of your development, we used to move it from one environment to the another environment. So for that, we need to create the product file. How exactly we used to create the product file? Under the sysadmin, we used to have the product option. Okay. Earlier we created for our application Jan release, like that I created. So under the January release, so I specified the application, the rule sets and all. The application and again rule sets and all I have specified over there. Okay, and even in case if you want to move individual instances like one particular section or else one particular work basket, so likewise we can specify the keys and again the labels. Okay, so the class instances, if you want, you can select it. So this is a product rule which we created manually, and align with that, instead of creating it manually, you will be having the default option. Under the case management, sorry, application, and then we'll be having something called tools, distribution, and again import and export and package likewise. Okay, there are various ways. Our application I wanted to distribute by making the package. Okay, so either you can create it manually, otherwise through this wizard also you can select it. Okay, through this wizard also you can create the product file, you can package it. So which application you wanted to package? So I have around three applications. So which application you wanted to package? Okay, so that you can move it to the higher environments. Okay, and then the rule sets, and then the versions of that particular rule set. That is the application sets. Okay, and so even to show that it is done with the applications. Okay, so whether do you want to include them as well, otherwise it is not required. Okay, and again application dependencies, if you have, okay, select the products required for the deployment for current application. In case if you have any other products, you can select them as well. So in this wizard, it will show you the complete list of the rule sets. Is logged. Okay, unlocked version. So here it will show you what exactly it is going to select over there: application stack, application dependencies, organization estimates, access groups, operators. So everything, whatever you implemented in this application, so everything you can select one by one here. Dependencies, organization estimates, organization rules, and all those things. Division, unit rules. Okay, access groups, and we created these many. So do you want all of them? Otherwise, if you don't want anything, you can remove it like this. And then operator IDs. Okay, and then work baskets, they are called work queues, and then work groups, they are called group of people. And again, data tables which we created. So likewise, we created customer details, all these things. Okay, and then the jar file. All the instances it is showing. Integrations. Okay, and even if you want, you can see the preview of it. Okay, and then you can export it. Okay, so it is showing the complete list. Even in the product file, how we used to see the preview, here also you can see all the rules. Okay, under each and every rule set. Okay, what all are the rules you created? Okay, under the version 1 or under the version 2. Okay, everything which we created, we can see here. Okay, and in case if you want to modify it again, you can select product file. You see, it will open the product file. Okay, so the complete list it will be displayed here. See, which we created earlier like Jan release. In the same way, it has created through the wizard. Okay, so this is the product file which it has created. Okay, once it is created, we can again create the product file. Okay, once after creating the product file, you can import it again. So for example, now I have gone to the testing environment. Okay, testing server. Okay, from the testing server again, if you want to import over there, then what you can do? Application, distribution, and again you have to do the import. There I have created the package. Now you need to select the import. Okay, under the import, you need to select the jar file which you created. Okay, local file from repository or from file or server. From local server only, if you wanted to import it, then select choose file. Okay, once if you choose the file, then if you select next, then you can import the jar file. So now the testing system will be having your application, okay, for running on it. So the testers can start testing on their testing environment. That is the product rule. Okay. So any queries? Yeah, if no queries, yeah, let's close for today and we'll meet tomorrow. Okay, guys.
Okay,
Have a
sir.
good. Yeah.